want to start off by saying Barakathon, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the Apostle Elders of Great Millstone, and shout out to the whole fillet. Started with 144,000. So, we're going to get into it. I ain't got a title for it yet. Probably name it just Blessed are the poor, because, the ones who seem, us being poor, and that poor just mean like, we don't got the riches, we don't got the fame, we don't got all the little high things that the world offer, but we got the spirit, you know what I'm saying? But down here we gonna seem poor, we gonna seem last, we gonna seem like bottom feeders. But we know, them the ones who being in this truth, being part of the elect, that's what we gotta endure. So got a few precepts right here, then we're gonna end off with the breakdown of Luke 16, Lazarus and the rich man, right? So, first we start off in Philippians 2. It was really, I got Philippians 2:8, but really verse 7, right? And it says, Philippians 2:7 says, but made himself, well, I started verse 6, right? It said, who being in the form of power, thought it not robbery to be equal with Yahweh, but made himself of no reputation, and took him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. So if you keep reading down, he's going to talk about Yahweh Shai. So how Yahweh Shai is, his name is exalted above every name on the earth, right? So he walk around as Yahweh Shai, right? As it said, he made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, right? He made himself low, man. He made himself low. He made himself be of nothing because, we got the true riches. We got the true understanding. We got everything that's set for us in front of us. You know what I'm saying? Right now we got to do the will. We got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? I brought this precept out for you to understand, Blessed are the poor. If Yahweh Shai can make himself as a servant, knowing how highly exalted and how powerful, he is. That's how we got to be understanding. We got to understand that, we ain't meant to be rich down here. We ain't meant to be, and it ain't that. You ain't got to work for nothing. 1 Corinthians 7:31. Those who use his word not abusing it. Of course, we got to do the things that we got to do. To be stable and have stability down here in this kingdom. But at the same time, we don't want no reputation. We want no name down here, right? He says, being found. It's like in verse 7 again, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men, right? So he took himself as a servant, knowing how highly exalted is our prophet. He could have came down here popular. He could have came down here on big boastful prophet, like, yeah, I'm the son of Yahweh. Don't play with me, but he understand. He knew, this word ain't nothing. None of this word out here is meaningful. Nothing down here is meaningful, right? He knew the purpose. He knew the will. That's how we got to move, knowing the purpose of the will. So that's the point of the subject of this lesson is, we got to understand that, when we're low, when we're poor, them are the blessed, because it's just the same thing Yahweh Shai did. He made himself as a servant. He made himself poor. He made himself as likeness of men, So when we get in that standpoint, we got to understand that that's not just saying it's a good thing to be poor. We got to understand that's a good thing, right? So going from there. Going to Matthews, right? 5 and 3. Matthews 5 started verse 3, right? He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So we understand through the spirit, how about you, how shout it? Okay, we might not have everything out here. Yeah, we might seem poor. Yeah, we might be living paycheck to paycheck. But guess what? We got the true wisdom, the true riches, what they say in the Proverbs, right? We got the true rubies. We got everything that's set in front of us. We got the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, right? It says, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. That's why what he said, Matthew, Spotify, what he said, Matthew 6 and 33, right? He said, but seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. And, if you read up, it's saying, it letting us know, like, we shouldn't worry about nothing. Saying, yeah, we might not have things. Yeah, we might not, but we should pray until you. That goes until we got to pray. Pray until you, how about you, how Shai. Pray for the things that's convenient for me, daily prayer, man, that daily bread. That we knowing that Yahweh Shai going to provide us with the things we need to take our step forward, right? Because if you read next verse, this verse 34, it says, take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So we ain't tripping. And we understand that Yahweh Shai gonna provide it for us. If And that goes into, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, we gotta separate ourselves from the world. Yeah, everybody out here, their mindset is, oh, I gotta go get rich. Oh, I gotta go do this, I need to go do that. I might go rap, I might go play this sport, I might go do this and that. But you see, Yahweh Shah, who could have done all that? Who could have had the kingdom of the world? He made himself with no reputation. He made himself as a servant, man, like this a man. So we gotta understand that when we in this lower state, when we in this, we got this hardship, when we got these things going hard, we gotta pray and understand that we got the true spirit, we got the true power, we got the true riches, we got we got this truth, man. We got the spirit of Yahweh Shah, you know. So matter of fact, another quick precept right quick while I'm thinking about it. Book of Sirach 2, right? It says, I just read verse 2 and 3, right? Just get to the point. It says, set your heart aright and constantly endure. Make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayst be increased at your last end, man. So we understand our last end, right? And I read verse 4 too, right? It says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient without change to the lower state. So, you know, when you come into the truth, you're going to have to separate yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to be in that, you're going to have to go into that poor mindset. You're going to have to leave the fast money alone. You're going to have to leave all that alone. You know what I'm saying? You gotta focus on the truth to understand that everything we need that Yahweh Shah gonna provide. You know, blessed are they that are poor in spirit. When we got the spirit of Yahweh Shah, as long as we do the works and do the will, He gonna provide everything we need for us, right? So, cause we know, man. What do you say? Right? Right here, Matthew 19:23 said, then said Yahweh Shah to his disciple, verily I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And I was watching I'll read down the next verse, and again I say unto you, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. So you gotta understand, like, you know, and I was watching the lesson earlier, what his name was, like Joseph, what is it, Mark 14 or 15. Yeah, so Joseph of Arimathea. Well, so like I'm saying that wrong, but he was a rich man. You know, he was a rich man. You know, he was a rich man. You know what I'm saying? Israelite, right? But not saying that, you know, we don't got wealthy men, because you got like Elder Monazak saying. I watched his lesson earlier, an older lesson. He's talking about, you know, like the King Solomon, you know, King David, the kings that we had in our nation. They was wealthy men. Not saying that, but we understand down here in this kingdom, we going through the curses. We made poor down here. You know what I'm saying? We made to be the Lord of low down here. Just because of things we get to. You know what I'm saying? But knowing that and understanding that, once again, knowing that and understanding that, we're gonna get back into our righteous state. We're gonna get back into our place once we do the works and do the will of Yahweh Shah, and we enter into our kingdom. But down here in this kingdom, we're gonna be made poor. We're gonna be made, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, going back to that, Matthew 19 and 30, right? It says, but many there shall be first, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So we seeming last down here, but when it's time come, when Yahweh Shah break us into our kingdom, you know, when this place is destroyed, we gonna be first. Ain't no other nation gonna be above the nation of Israel, right? We're gonna be back into our righteous standpoint, our righteous state, right? Because it said, well, I just read verse 28 right here. It says, you know, Matthew 19:28, and Yahweh Shah said unto them, verily I say unto you that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall also sit upon the 12 tribes, judging the you should also sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So we're gonna get back to our righteous state. We're gonna get back to our righteous point. We gotta follow Yahweh Shah, you know, and us. And matter of fact, quick precept, right? Think about it, us following after the steps of Him, right? Hebrews 12:2, looking unto Yahweh Shah, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh, right? So us looking unto him, we know, following after his steps, you know, walking in the path he walked, right? Going back to Philippians, what it say, you know? Philippians 2:7. But made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant and was made in the likeness of men. So he took upon himself the form of a servant. We gotta understand that, blessed are the poor. When we in this poor state, we in this bad position. We gotta understand that that's part of the truth. That's part of being in this faith. That's part of being in this ministry, man. We're not supposed to have it good down here. We're not gonna have the riches down here. And granted, Most High might bless you, Most High can bless you, because He control all things. But you gotta understand that we ain't meant to have no great life, no good like that, no big reputation, no lot of money, no things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, we under the curses, and for two, this is not our kingdom. Ain't nothing down here. The fast of the world passed away. Ain't nothing down here for us. We got the true riches, and I keep quoting it, so I'm gonna just break it out. We got the true riches, right? Proverbs, I started verse 12, right? Proverbs 3 and verse 12. For whom the Lord is all caps. And when it's all caps, talking about Yahweh, for whom the Lord, Yahweh, loveth, He corrected, even as a father the son, whom delighteth, right? So that goes into our curses, you know what I'm saying? He put these curses on us so He can correct us, so we can understand the things we did wrong, so we can accept, so we can understand that, hey, we need to get right, man. We was going off. We had to be brought to the low for us to appreciate and understand our righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that goes into, being wise as a serpent. We had to understand the wicked to understand the righteousness. We got to understand we got to understand, to go off to be grateful of where we was at. We had to be brought down for us to get right. But that's what you do to your son, right? You chastise him, right? It says, for whom the Lord loveth, He correcteth, even as a father the son, whom delighteth. You gonna make sure your son walking down the straight path, right? That's what the Most High doing to us. He said, happy is the man that findeth wisdom and that getteth understanding, for the merchandise of it is better than merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou can desire are not compared to her. So us having this understanding, this truth, and having the spirit of how shine, nothing compared to that. That shall be first shall be last, and last shall be first. Yeah, they gonna see you righteous and glorified. Yeah, he got the nice car, the big house, things of that nature. But watch, when we get to the kingdom, you gonna see how, it's rankings to it, man. You got great in the kingdom, you got least in the kingdom. The ones who want to be great down here chasing after the fashion of this world, want to chase after Babylon, hey, it's a judgment coming for them, and we know Esau gonna be destroyed. But us being in this truth, understanding let man blessed are the poor. When we brought to a lower state, take it cheerfully, because understand we're gonna be increased at our last end, right? So that being said, we'll go to the breakdown of Luke. So like I said, this wasn't kind of gonna be no long one. It was just, thought that was on my mind, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to take it cheerfully, man. When we brought down, we seen poor things get hard. We got to understand that's part of the truth. That's part of that's part of being in this ministry. Part of understanding that ain't nothing down here for us, right? So right here, Luke 16, we'll start at verse 19, right? It says, there was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. So that rich man today is talking about, who? Esau Edom, man. They own, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? Quick precept. In the book of Psalms, chapter 17, right? Or I'll just get straight to the point. Psalms 17 and 14, right? It says, from men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasure, they are full of children and leave their rest of their substance to their baby. So they full of they full of the riches of this life. They got their portion of this life. This their kingdom. They have it all. They own everything. They got the money. What I'm saying? They seen rights. They got the glory and honor down here, of the people of this world. What I'm saying? But we know Yahweh Shai, He got the all honor and glory from His righteous, from the ones who understand. You know what I'm saying? But every eye gonna see, every eye gonna know. You know what I'm saying? When Yahweh Shai show His power. Everybody gonna know, but Esau right now, they think they guys. They think they guys. They think they powerful just because they got their portion down here, right? But that's that rich man, and it goes into that they are full of children, leave the rest of their substance to their baby. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? They rich, they pass their riches on down. They don't go out and help the hoods, nothing like that. They pass their riches on down to their generations. Right? So keep going on. Luke 16, in verse 20, said there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores, right? So that Lazarus represent Israel. And I got two things I'm gonna do right here. So that and the full of those sores, right? Because why? We know us that goes into them curses, us being brought to a lower point. Who the Lord loved, he corrected. The Most High had to bring us to a lower point for us to be what's the word I'm looking for us to really appreciate where we was at. He had to bring us down. He had to correct us because our people was going off, our people was being wicked, right? And that's what it's talking about. We'll read it. Isaiah 1 started verse 2, right? It said, "Hear, O heavens, and give, O earth. The Lord Yahweh has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me." So we went against the Most High, worshiping other gods, sin, doing all these wicked things, right? He said, "The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master, but Israel do not know. My people do not consider." Our people follow after the ways of these people, act like they don't know who Yahweh Shai is. Worshiping JC, worshiping all these other things like that, following after the ways of men, not the ways of Yahweh Shai. It says a sinful nation of people. Let me see what I got in my notes right here. What they don't know, our people don't know how true nationality. That's another thing too. Jeremiah 17:4, right? Yeah, that right. Yeah, they only even thou could discontinue from thy own heritage. They don't even know who they are, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't know they're the chosen people of Yahweh Shai, right? It says a sinful nation of people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel to anger, and they are going away backward, right? So they put in anger. So if you going wrong, make your father mad. What is he gonna do? He gonna correct you. He gonna whoop you, right? So this is our whooping. This is our correcting, right? So keep going on. Why should ye be stricken anymore? You revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint, right? So this is the precept. This is what I want to get to. When it said Lazarus, man, he said right, he's full of sores, right? He said from the sole of the foot even to the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and purifying sores that have not been clothed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. So that goes into the curses, man. We under them curses, being brought to a lower state, man, being brought down. We let Lazarus represent Israel, right? So going right here, I already got it pulled up, right? So in Hebrew, let me see to bring it up. I don't know if it's playing, but Lazarus, right? It said Lazarus, whom Yahweh helps, a form of Hebrew name Eleazar, right? They should like if I'm saying that wrong, but it said whom Yahweh helps. Who's his people? We just read out there Isaiah, who don't know their people. Who he was talking about that was rebellious people don't know their people? Israel. So we know that Yahweh Shai is the God of Israel, and he says whom God helps. So that's what, Lazarus is referring to, right? Lazarus is referring to Israel, people whom Yahweh Shai gonna help, who he gonna come bring back into their righteous state, who he gonna get them out of this wicked kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta understand that what he did, he put us through that because our people had to get right. But he gonna come back and save us. He gonna put us back in our kingdom and in our homeland, right? So read it again. There was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate full of sores. So we just broke that down. Isaiah 1:6, And I got little notes right here. The sores, the effect of all the curses put upon us, man, brought down to the lower state, right? And once again, Lazarus represent Israel. He said, and desiring to be fed with crumbs, which fell from the rich man's table, moreover the dogs came and licked his sores. So that goes into, I got notes right here. Lord put us in this position, right? We got to count on Esau. This is kingdom. You know what I'm saying? We got to work at his jobs, got to live in his houses. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, got that quick precept right quick. People got to work all the way. People got to work their whole life just to be stable. I'm talking about their whole life. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the precept was talk about, how long the days of man live. I think it was like 60, 70. If I'm not mistaken. I don't want to quote it wrong, so I ain't going to, put facts out there. But it's a certain age that Most High gave men to live, right? And people down there got to work that whole life. People got to work all the way up to they 60, 70 years old. Then they got to retire just to be stable down here, right? So that book of Haggai 1, In verse 6, right, it said, ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. He that earned the wages to put into a bag with holes. Basically saying, everything we do, we gotta, we working consistently every day. We gotta do what we gotta do every day to try to get, try to maintain and have a life down here, and I have a life down here in this wicked kingdom. That's what goes into, blessed are you the poor. When these things are hard for you in that standpoint, for the ones who got to understand the true understanding of riches, we understand that, okay, we're going through these things because why? We're chosen. We set apart. We're not of this world. So this world ain't gonna have nothing good for us. Right? We're gonna sit and wait for our kingdom. We're gonna do the work and do the will of Yahweh Shah, wait on our kingdom, right? So once again, back at verse 21 said, and desire to be fed with crumbs, and which fell from the rich man's table, more of the dogs came with the sword. So, we have to work in Esau factories, do all these things, just like that. We got to count on Esau to get away. We got to eat Esau food, feed our children. We got to buy Esau food to feed our children, things of that nature, right? It says, and it came to pass that the beggar died. And was, once again, this is one time about when it's called, and desire to be fed with crumbs. We get the crumbs. We get at least the last of the last, man. They don't got nothing good for Israel. Don't got nothing good for Jake. You know what I'm saying? Because we under these curses, man. That's one thing, but Esau ain't got nothing good for us. Everything we get is the bottom of the bottom, man. The projects, the horrible schooling, all of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Right? So it says, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried, right? So this is a parable, right? So both of them end up dying, right? This is a reference to the kingdoms being flipped. One, how we're gonna bring this? What that precept is? Let me think. Is it? Yeah. Ecclesiastes 10:8, right? Because of the unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches, because of the unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So all the wicked things Esau done to get this kingdom, to get this land, it's going to come back on them. Judgment's going to come back on them, and the kingdom's going to be translated to us. And that goes into, when we get into the kingdom, we're going to rule in righteousness. We're going to rule in righteousness. We're going to rule the right way, right? But get back to the breakdown. So this is a parable, right? So it's showing, how Esau don't got the riches and things down there, and we the beggar, we going through it down here, we poor, right? So it says both of them died, right? I read it again in Luke 16:22, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's bosom, and the rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of my finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. That's what it said. This flame is the adversity, hardship, the slavery, man. How they gonna go through it? How when we get into the kingdom, we gonna have it good. We gonna have our kingdom. We gonna have everything set for us that Yahweh Shah promised us. And the rich man, Esau, Edom, they're gonna be going through it. The slavery. They're gonna be put through the same everything they done. We gonna do to their ass. And we gonna do it worse. That judgment, it's that judgment being brought to them, that kingdom being translated from one people to another. We're going to get in our kingdom. And all the wicked shit they out here doing is going to come back on their ass. That judgment's going to come back on their ass. We're going to punish them. That flame is that hardship, that adversity to slavery, right? He said, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest good things. They got all the good things. Look at them. They was just posting how Elon Musk, them folks got 3 point, and they ain't even, just think about it. It started with the top 7 banking families and all of them, but there's a little quote like Elon Musk got 300 plus $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? You got Israel out here who don't even, right? But Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest your good things, thy good things, and likewise Lazarus received evil things, Israel received evil things, right? And now he is confronted, and thou art tormented. So now it's confronted. Now that kingdom's flipped. Now we back in our kingdom once again, increased at our last end, right? And now they going through the torment. Now they getting that, blessed are the poor, man. You gotta stay down, right? It says, and besides all this, between us and you, there's a great gulf fixed, a separation, man. Genesis 23 and 25. There are 2 nations in your womb, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot. Neither can they pass to us that will come from this. So they can't come up and they're gonna be slaves. They can't get next to us. They can't go over. It's a big gulf between us. We separated, man. But reading verse 25 again, right? Because verse 25 hit the spirit a little bit, right? It says, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou in that lifetime, remember the rich man, Esau, Edom, he begging. He going through it. He begging. Oh man, help me, man, help me. Oh, you gonna tell him, man, you had your chance, you had your kingdom, you had your portion. Now it's time for you to get punished for all the evil and wicked things you did to our nation, to our people. You know what I'm saying? Because we know, the Most High punished us. The Most High punished us and had to get us right. Had to chastise us. Put the curses on us. But now we understand those curses are flipped. Like I was going to watch a older breakdown on this before I want to get into it. I was meditating in it. But how Apostle Harvey saying this curse is twofold, man. Just how those curses put upon us. Now they apply to Esau. You know what I'm saying? Right. And a quick precept before we close it up. You know what I'm saying? So these things gonna flip, and now we get into our kingdom. Now we gonna be confronted. Now they gonna be tormented, and we seeing those things flip. Now we seeing Esau, we seeing Babylon, this kingdom, America falling now. Through prophecy, we seeing it going downhill, right? Deuteronomy 30:7. He said, "And the Lord your power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee." So we know Esau went overboard. The shit they did, man. The Most High had to get us right, but Esau went overboard. But that's another subject. But we gotta accept, man. When we brought to a lower state, man, we gotta accept it. We gotta stay down and we gotta constantly endure. Because we gotta understand, blessed are these who poor in spirit, man. When it's time, Yahweh Shai gonna raise us up and put us in our kingdom, man. Put us in our kingdom, and it's gonna be time for us to rule. We're gonna rule in righteousness. So, Lord willing, this was edifying, and I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the whole flesh star with the 100